We're going to be doing a 2026 U.S. gubernatorial election prediction. We've already got all the safe and likely states characterized. Let's start with the lean blue. For that, we'll go in just geological order. We'll start with the state of Ohio and then move westward. So in Ohio, I think that this will be a reasonably close state. Vivek Ramaswamy is a Republican nominee. He is probably not the strongest candidate that could have been put forward, but I do think he'll be good enough in order to win this state. Generally, Ohio, especially in recent elections, has consistently voted red. Prior to really the Trump era, Ohio was one of the biggest, probably the second biggest swing state behind Florida. And now Ohio generally fairly reliably votes in the Republican Party's column. There's a former Democratic senator from the state of Ohio who actually lost his re-election bid 2 years ago, Sherrod Brown, but he is now running for the other Senate seat in the state of Ohio. But as far as the gubernatorial election prediction goes, I think that Republicans will most likely win this one. And then we'll head on down to Georgia. Georgia, I think this one will be close. I think I'm going to keep with my current rating on it of a tilt red for the Republicans. This will be an interesting race. I think the Senate race is most likely going to go to the Democrats, but for the gubernatorial, it really could go to the Democrats. I think that Ohio, Georgia, and Nevada are probably going to be the three closest, and potentially Iowa, are going to be the three or four closest elections, but that's going to be the call there in Georgia. Then we're going to head up to Michigan, and Michigan currently has a Democratic governor, so does quite a few other states, but Michigan, I think, will re-elect a Democratic governor. I should point out that Pennsylvania is in the likely blue column, the same rating as New York, which is a very impressive feat for Governor Shapiro in the state of Pennsylvania, that he is able to just do that well. Based on polling and prediction markets, it's a very impressive feat. So that is going to be the call there in Pennsylvania. And then I just called Michigan, and then we're going to head over to Wisconsin. Currently, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, all three have Democratic governors. And I think that most likely after the 2026 midterm elections, those three states will continue to have Democratic governors. So that's going to be the call there. And then I hinted at this state a little bit earlier, but Iowa, I think, is going to be a bit of a shock. Right now, I have the Senate prediction going red on the Senate level for Iowa. On the gubernatorial level, though, I do think Democrats have a better chance. So I'm going to go with tilt blue. And it's Ohio and Iowa are going to be interesting states to watch. Currently, I have them as flipped predictions between the gubernatorial seat and the Senate, with Democrats winning the Ohio Senate, but Republicans winning the Ohio gubernatorial race, and then Democrats winning the gubernatorial race in Iowa and Republicans winning the Senate. These two states are going to be close. Generally, these two vote Republican, but now is shaping up to be a really good year for Democrats. So that's going to be the call there in the state of Iowa. Then we're going to head over now to Kansas. This one I'm going to put into the lean red margin. Nothing too crazy here. Generally, Kansas votes red. So that's going to be the call there. And then we're going to head down to Arizona, where I'm going to put that into the lean blue column. This state also has a Democratic governor as well as two Democratic senators. So Democrats have been well positioned in this state, especially moderates. And they've been fortunate enough, a good chunk of them, to run against Kari Lake, who is not a strong candidate and very Trumpian wing of the party, very populist. So I don't think she's running for the Senate, for the gubernatorial seat this time around, but I do think that, I think Katie Hobbs is up for re-election. I think that she will do well enough to win Arizona by a lean margin. And then we get to the final state, also hinted at this one earlier, Nevada. This one, I think, really could go either way. I have a hard time calling it, but for now, I'm going to go with tilt blue. Really could go. Currently, the Republicans hold this gubernatorial seat, and I think the governor he's fairly well liked in a state that generally votes blue, which is an impressive feat for a Republican governor. So things really could go the way of the GOP for the state of Nevada, but I think that it will be close enough. But for now, I'm going to go with the tilt blue margin victory. So the four really toss-up competitive races of Georgia, Ohio, Iowa, and Nevada. Split call, two going one way, two going the other way. And that's going to be the final prediction, 25 to 25. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.